Welcome to the Purity Pulse podcast, I would say. It's podcast, but here with you guys. We're very excited to talk about trends. We will start, but before, I'm Julie Drapeau, the Vice President of Sales at Purity Life and Marketing as well.
And I'm Erin. I'm the Senior Manager of Systems and IT. I've been with Purity for about 13 years in a bunch of different roles. And then before that, I worked in health retail for a number of years as well. Wonderful. You'll have to excuse us if we go into our podcast voices, because this really is like bringing us back to our podcast booth. So
exactly.
Apologies.
So we'll start by giving you a little brief overview of the agenda so you know a little bit of where we're going. We're going to do an overall industry landscape. So just to set up the tone on, the overarching trends, we're going to go into beauty and more, and we have a special guest for that. Supplements, better for you, intentional indulgences. My God, for a French person, it's a bunch full of words.
Really set you up for that one.
Exactly. I really prepared for that. Sports nutrition, of course, growing at a fast rate, and we're going to discuss that with you. Beverage takeover. So let's jump into it. What you see here, I'm just going to talk through it. It's from SPINS data in the US, but basically what it says is that we're growing. We're growing at 7% in the US, our category or our industry, which reflects about the same growth in Canada. So first thing first, it's positive. We're still in the right industry. And what is even more exciting is that there's a lot of room to grow. And even if our consumers, and even if we think of ourselves, right, our wallet might have it getting a little thinner, all of us, but also our retailers are making choices because we and they want to live longer and better. And so they are looking for better for you solution. And yesterday we had some brands training and we're discussing about that too. What's important, it's also to take people from where they are. Not everybody in your store is as, knowledgeable as we are. Not everybody is eating fully, clean. Yeah. Some people are still eating Pop-Tarts, and we need to bring them to
maybe a cleaner version of that Pop-Tart.
Exactly, which there is.
Way a bit of a reach that they won't be able to follow through with.
Exactly. Right? And also in that overarching trend, sports nutrition, huge. And it's really driven by the protein demand. There's tons of podcasts that are out there now stretching for women a lot, but men naturally were consuming a lot of protein. We think about, bodybuilders, people want to be big and strong. But now we understand that even for women, it is absolutely important because as we age, we lose those muscles and we need to feed the muscle to keep that going. And it's absolutely in line with people living longer. Yeah. We want to live longer, but better. We don't want to
we want to live our best life.
Exactly. That's right. A key word. So that's the overarching trend. If we go into now what factors would influence your customer to purchase, what are they thinking about when they want to decide, am I putting my dollar here or here? So the first one is really those personal goals. And that's really driven through performance, prevention, and also individualized solution. So I was talking to our sales team yesterday, and each of us, we all have the budget for what counts for us.
Yeah.
Think about yourself, right?
Yeah, you make the room for what is important to you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, people want to perform. You can be professional athlete, but you can also be somebody who do your yoga class or Pilates or CrossFit or whatever. You just want to do it a bit better. So they're looking for a product that will help their performance. Prevention. We're talking about immunity and all of that, but people want to prevent that. They don't want to get sick. So what should I do? What should I buy? What should I take to prevent that?
And a piece of that is coming back to that living longer and living your best life as well. Yeah,
absolutely. And again, that individualized need is really because also we prioritize different things. Like I'm an avid sports and, CrossFitter. For me, my creatine, BCAAs, protein are key, where for you, it's different. You have kids, and then you will think about more that immunity factor.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So that's a lot to say, but that's really driven for what are their personal goals. So you have to have those conversations with them and have offered different, offer for them to fill those gaps.
And we've talked about that a few times about how really custom needs is so important. That's what people are looking for. They're not looking for run-of-the-mill stuff or something or one size fits all. They all really want that very specific, custom, individualized.
Cater to
form.
them.
Yep.
Yep. Recommendation, reviews, and social media. I think we've been pounding that a lot in all of our other trends talk, and we keep saying that. There's brands out there that have these big influencers, and don't get us wrong, it's not that that doesn't work anymore, but more and more brands and people are looking to more of grassroots, people they can relate, that they look at and they're like, okay, that person, we're kind of the same. Yeah. So whatever they use, whatever they take speaks to me as well.
Yeah. And that could even be you. That could even be you in your store being that kind of micro influencer. It's as simple as that. But yeah, social has a huge impact on what people are choosing and what people are looking for.
Absolutely. So not only you need to have your eyes on that TikTok, but use it, like create some content. You don't have to be perfect. The first day we started doing podcasts, we've come a long way.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we're still not, but it's the same for you as well. Like, just do it for fun. Find somebody in your store that is really into it. Give them products and get them going and post for you and work for you.
Social's about speed, not perfection.
Absolutely.
Speed and quantity.
Yes. People are looking for results. So in the natural market and industry, we have the chance now, and even Sierra will talk to us about it more on the beauty side of things, but people want products that they have results. They will pay the price if it works. So you need to make sure that you have brands that will call that out, or even yourself. You can, put some notes like shelf tags that will show results of the brand that they will provide you, just to highlight it. Because when people walk in the aisle, it's a bunch of products, but they want to know that, is this product going to help me with my fine lines? Is that going to help me to perform better? So make sure that you have that too.
Yeah, it can be as clean of a possible product. It can have all of the certifications. If it's not effective, it's still not going to be the right product for them. Now, second to effectiveness are all of those sustainability standpoints, the B Corp, the fair trade, the organic. Those are all kind of those secondary pieces that might tip the scales to that being the correct choice for that customer. So it's still very important, especially to your younger generations. But definitely effectiveness is first.
Yeah, so that would be into the ethical consideration. So when you're faced with two products, the one that has the most certification will most likely get the vote. And we see definitely that within the millennials and younger. Yeah. I would say older generation, which I'm very part of it. It's really, really driven by efficacy. We want the results and we want them yesterday. So we're still with that mindset as well.
But a brand story can be just as important. If a customer knows that brand is treating their employees really well, is being very conscious of the environment. And it's the same for your store. You need to tell that story about yourself. And when people can kind of make that connection with those values, now they have loyalty to you, or they have loyalty to that brand. So that's so important, as well as building that story and telling that story.
So let's go into the next one, which is price and value. And yes, we need and we like good deals. So more and more do some gift with purchase, bonus sizes for people who have brands in here. Bonus sizes are important. You buy a shampoo, you get a brush. Do things like this, because when customers are trying products, they're investing in their drink. Hey, if they get a little extra, they try something else. And on top of that, there's that added value. People are not just, again, I really want to stretch pricing. Don't, if you're a store owner, a category manager, don't just think about the pricing. Oh, it's too expensive. Nobody's going to buy that. People buy what works.
Yeah.
And they will buy what is a priority for them. Just add value to it and bang, you're in. Okay? Convenience and form. We like having options. Some people like powder, some people like gummies, some people like liquids. All the options. We put a lot there so we can show you different options, but that's definitely something. So magnesium as a category, it's a huge category, but you need different options. You need the powder, you need the gummies, you need the capsules, because everybody is different and they really want to have the options. So key. Last one but not least, the ingredient transparency. we all have access to different apps now that people validate if the product is clean or not. Most of brand, of course, they have the ingredients, but it is something that will trigger or make a difference in the choice of products that people will take. So yes, we want clean, but as we said, it's good to have sort of that slope that people that are absolutely unconventional, we're not taking them to the super green grass juice right out with no stevia in it, right? So that's a bit of a shocker.
A bit of an interesting thing, I think, to wrap our heads around. Some of us that have been, ingrained in this industry for so long. So clean to us means something very different than it might to somebody who's used to shopping in conventional. And I think sometimes it's hard to make that decision of like, okay, I am going to put this product on the shelf that's maybe not to this level that my expectations hit, but I can put this on the shelf, and the people that are taking that first step into the health food store, that's going to fit for them, and then we can work with them and build that. But we need to be able to kind of accept that level for those people as well,
because that 7% growth could be doubled, honestly, if we are open to take the hands of people who are into conventional because they want to live a better life. So they absolutely need us to help them in the transition, right?
Yeah.
So we all have to do our part in there. Okay.
Let's get into beauty. So we're super excited because we have a special guest today. We have Sierra Matassa. And Sierra is one of our category specialists, and she specializes in HAVA and has a whole bunch of fun trends to tell us about. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me. So one of the things we want to chat about today is that conventional is out and clean is in. So it really just piles onto exactly what you were saying. Consumers are getting smarter. They have access to more apps at their fingertips, right? We've got the EWG app, the Yuka app. They can go into a store and now scan their product and feel a little bit more comfortable and guided. Most people are looking at the back of packages and they don't understand the ingredients that are in there to begin with. So this is giving them some confidence going into that. One of the things that I love, so we've created here on the screen a little swap. If you walk into any Sephora, you'll go into the aisle and they'll have conventional, but then you'll see a little section that's categorized as clean. So we wanted to give you some Purity Life natural health product swaps that you have available for your customers, just to show them you don't have to find clean just at Sephora, right? They can come into your store and they have access to these products. So some of our favorites, we've got our Heritage Store Rosewater Toner. And this is a great swap for any Mario Badescu facial sprays and things like that. Next is our Nourish Scrub. This scores 100 out of 100 on Yuka. I think that's the cleanest rating for a product that I've ever seen. And it's an amazing comparable for the Laneige Lip Scrub.
It's really lovely. I think
it's really nice. The ingredients are amazing. You can definitely chat with them at the booth this weekend and just learn a little bit about the products.
Yeah,
I used it before I came.
Absolutely, yeah, and they have also the
lip scrub.
Yeah, and the mask that goes over, and the mask can be used even during the day, and it seals the cracks.
Rosemary oil has been a trend for years. Everyone's talking about hair growth, hair stimulation, preventing hair loss. So this is a really amazing product, and you really want to keep your ingredients as minimal as possible to make sure that you're actually getting some efficacy out of your product, right? And last but not least, we've got our Pacifica Sunny Bronzing Drops. Everyone is looking in the winter months. We're in Canada. They want to get a little bit more color on their face. So why not do it in a really clean way, right?
And just before you jump into the next points, we highly suggest, and we're working with marketing to get you some little easel which would show you the swap like that. So you can use it in your store and you can put and say as seen at Sephora or something like this. Or here's a natural, as seen on TikTok. So we're going to work on catching those and making that available to help you out on highlighting those trends.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to be super direct.
Yes. And one of the big things coming out of this is we're seeing the trends on TikTok. We're seeing them on Instagram. This is what's driving customers to Sephora. Sephora's baskets, they're always huge, right? We know that everyone's, further to what you guys said, we know that everybody has a budget, but they find room, right? So if we give them the ability to find that clean swap, they can be picking it up on their regular shop.
And for those who are not, I would say, thinking that, wow, no, they don't spend as much, or you have never been into a Sephora. I'm sure majority of you did. But if you didn't, honestly, just go and walk and watch how much people, like how much products they
in their
put in the
basket.
basket. You see kids like 16 years old, they have a basket that has like hundreds of dollars. And I'm like, oh my God.
Easy.
And it's not necessarily, well, natural. They call it clean, but
we know it's not as clean as it can be.
Exactly. So this is a huge category. We say that all the time, but please do this and you're going to get the traction in your store.
Yeah. And we'll talk about it a little bit, but this is a great way to implement some end caps in your store, and as seen on TikTok or an as seen on social media section with these little A4 cards that can give you swaps so that your customers know, I'm coming in here looking, I didn't expect to find a Summer Fridays swap, but why don't I give it a try, right? And they want personalized and customized recipes, right? They want to feel like they're going in and they're getting something that's going to soothe their dry scalp or give them volume and hydration in their hair. So why not categorize the products in a way that gives them the opportunity to feel like, hey, I went in and I got something that was so specific to what my needs are, like they knew.
And the solution right there,
Right.
Because all the products are there. So you have all your tools to help your scalp, that regeneration. You have the products, you have the tools, so they don't have to go anywhere else. Everything is there. Make it easy.
For sure. And just like Julie said, everybody wants efficacy, but you have a large gap of consumers that are shopping in your store, right? You've got someone who's over 60 plus, and then you've got a Gen Z who's probably going for the eco certifications and the environmental aspects within the product. So they want efficacy, but they now want everything. They want B Corp, they want cruelty free. So we have to make sure you have a wide variety of products to serve all of these customers. And again, it's just about having options, right? It doesn't have to be one thing for the category, but enough so that you can help every consumer that's coming into your store and find them a product that's right for them, right? All right. So I actually saw a TikTok, which is really funny, the other day. And it was Hailey Bieber talking about what she looks for in her skincare ingredients. And believe it or not, it was 4 out of the 5 trending products here. So she's looking for vitamin C, niacinamide, she's looking for peptides, and she was looking for hyaluronic acid. So this is what people are seeing on social media. Products, brands are getting a little bit smarter. They're putting the call outs right on the front of their products, right? So that it's a little bit more recognizable. We'll see here, we've got Derma E and they're calling out advanced peptides. We've got Antipodes calling out their hyaluronic acid, Acure, rejuvenating niacinamide. So they want people to know, hey, this is what's in the product. So it's really easy when they're going to try and find it.
I would add to that, make signs, point it out,
Yes.
make it even bigger. Grab those keywords that we know they're looking for, the ones that
Make a little section.
and mark them out on big signs. These products contain.
Yes, 100%.
And just to regroup all of the ingredients that were on that slide, because it's Ali Bieber is a big influencer, but other people wants it too. It's really related to, again, the appearance of the skin and that anti-aging kind of look. Because again, we live longer. We want to live better and, look better. And I always mention that is you do a lot of Teams calls, you see your face,
Yes.
you compare yourself to the other people on the screen, and then you have the reflection of yourself where before we were having conversation face to face. I see you. I don't see me looking at you back and forth. So that's also adds tremendously influence.
And you're comparing, right? You're comparing, okay, well, what's that person using? What are they doing? This is working. Yeah. You're thinking about it so much more.
And one other thing I wanted to mention, you want your staff to be educated in each of these topics. Purity Life, we have an education portal. It's an amazing resource that brands have invested in to give your staff, to give yourself more education around their products and around their brands. It's free to create a login. You can have your staff access the training. There's brands like Antipodes, Derma E, Weleda. There's and tons more brands. It's not just in the beauty category. It's across all categories that we have.
And education is important for sure because customers are coming well educated or with their phone and ChatGPT.
And the chances are they're asking someone in your store for a recommendation. So why not give them some of the resources to help them out a little bit better? And again, just increase the volume of sales and what they're putting in their baskets.
Absolutely.
I think you have some fun.
A little more.
We've got a little bit of fun, yeah. All right. So beauty is not just your hair, your makeup, your skin. It goes way beyond that. So a new to Purity Life product is our Mintier mouth tape. We've got a little motto for us. So mouth tape is trending all over social media in the oral care category. It's known to help increase your sleep, give you better, deeper sleep by promoting nasal breathing over oral breathing. And it really helps with your oral microbiome. But did you know that better sleep can actually make your skin look better? So you need a little water with that too. But if we're trying to get, better skin from all angles, and we know people are going for prevention and performance, why not take it a category further and go into your sleep?
It's fun. And if you have somebody that, snore once in a while, you could always wait that he falls asleep and just slap it on.
Is that what you do, Julie?
No, absolutely not. I put it on myself instead.
Yeah.
What's important with that one, I think, that we found even in talking about it, throw a picture up of someone's face.
Yes.
Because it's not self-explanatory. You see the package and a lot of people are like, I don't understand what this is. I don't understand what it's for. So even a picture showing a face and somebody wearing it can make all the difference with, okay, now I'm picking it up. I feel a little bit more comfortable knowing what we're doing.
For sure.
And it was such a big trend that we got out of stock like this.
Literally.
In one day. So it is absolutely huge. So yeah, give it a try.
Yeah. And further to the fun category, Gems, Odea, and Nixit, they're 3 brands that we carry that are really revolutionizing like the sexual wellness aisle. And it's something that I found the natural category and the natural retailers are lacking. We're sending way too many people the conventional route by not having access to some of these products. So there's diversity now. They're aesthetic. They look amazing on shelf. They get a bad stigma, but we need to have access to these if you want to keep consumers in your stores, right? Why send them to the next store when they can find everything they need in one place?
Yeah, and bring them back again to that overarching trend. We live longer, but we want to have fun all the time, right?
Exactly. That's all we really want.
That's exactly. Longer, better.
Yes.
And just to drive everything home, highly influenced by TikTok, these are the things people are searching for. They want non-comedogenic, they want non-toxic beauty, non-hormone disrupting, because everyone's catching on to the harmful ingredients that are in conventional products. Castor oil, we know that's been all the rage for years. And they want clean skincare routines. So let's make these things accessible. We need to drive it home by having these, these words and these trends in an area in retail that can really just reinforce what they're looking for. And they know, hey, the retailer understands what I'm looking for.
And absolutely, let's get on that. I've been with Purity, I think 19 years, and I've been saying that 19 years, we want those conventional buyer to come into our store. They are looking for that, but we need to be equipped and make it really a important spot in your store, not an afterthought. You absolutely need to make time in that category because they're looking for good
dollars
products.
on the table. You got to take the dollars on the table. We know how much money is being spent in this category. Take it. It's there for you.
Thank you very much, Lydia.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I'm going to jump a little bit into the living your best life and supplements. But I'm going to whip through it because I know that we've got a lot of stuff to go through here.
Yep.
So hang tight. So with wellness, we're really seeing an uptick in general wellness in terms of supplements and not just kind of something that's going to treat something acute. So adaptogens still super trendy. You see it all over
everything.
social. Oh man, it keeps growing. And just when you think it's going to kind of tap out, it doesn't. It keeps going.
It show up in another category. You just show me a product, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So ashwagandha.
Yeah.
Huge still. You're seeing it all over TikTok still. And we've got lots of options. Obviously, you've got your capsules, your tinctures, gummies. I have Suku has new sachets gummies, individual ones. So you can have them at your cache and they're just going to grab like one sachet at a time or buy it by the case. Powder, obviously, we've got a Great Organic Traditions powder, even in sports supplements. So I've seen it in the Diablo by ANS.
Yes.
Has ashwagandha in it. Helps
to manage the spike.
Yeah. Ginger Chews has Ginger Chews with ashwagandha. We've got Kite, the canned drink with ashwagandha. And not to kind of jump on Sierra's boat too much, but it's but it's getting into body care too. So we have a Uni Serum which has ashwagandha in it. A Cure has a super green juice shampoo and conditioner which has ashwagandha in it, mushrooms, and different adaptogens for stressed out hair. Has anybody tried it? I'm really interested. That's next on my list, I think, trying that one out. See if it helps.
We'll wait for your next podcast. We'll talk about it.
Mushrooms, still huge, still continues to go up. We've obviously got our main big ones. We've got a bunch of different brands that are doing a spectrum of mushrooms. Dosology in tinctures, Rainbow,
Liquids.
Forage,
Yeah.
and then capsules in Optimi. And then you're also getting different things like in coffee or tea. Ticino has a mushroom tea coffee product, which is pretty cool. And then one of your favorites, actually, the Organic Tradition Focus Fuel.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
So mushrooms still huge, and you're just seeing more and more options and more possibilities to get it not just in your standard capsules or tincture, but in a bunch of different
categories
as well.
Absolutely.
Mushrooms also pretty cool. So you see it into kids products too. So it's in Kid Star Protein, but also in Primal Spirit has a vegan jerky.
With
mushrooms in that.
Yeah.
So it's all over the place. Outside of adaptogens, but still kind of hitting some of those same key factors like sleep and relaxation. Super basic. We've all sold it for years and years and years. Magnesium. Man, if we can't find another use for magnesium every day, it's all over the place. I think we used to all sell it for one purpose, and now it's just, man, everybody needs to be having
part
magnesium.
of the base of your house, right?
Right?
Exactly. There's the essential, and that's one that is a needed one.
It didn't, I mean, it was a key one, but it didn't used to sell that much, and now it's for everybody. Some of these adaptogens and some of these products, you really have to think kind of cross-target market. This is stuff that's going to be helpful for kids. This is stuff that's going to be helpful for teens, for parents, for menopausal women, for the aging generation. So really try and think about that whole spectrum and how you can sell to all of them. Magnesium. So we've got ITL Health Powder. ITL came out with a new Prismeg in a 240 size, which we're really excited about. I know our sales team is super excited about that. It's in lotions. Obviously, you can get it in oil. Bunch of different options.
Absolutely.
Continuing trending, probably because it continues to tell us that it's going to make us more beautiful, and anything that's going to make us more beautiful, we all want as much as we can of. Collagen, still. So again, all sorts of different formats. You're seeing this for performance. You're seeing this for joints. You're seeing this obviously for
lots
beauty.
of combination too. There's a Lean Fit that has a lot of that, the whey protein, and they add their collagen in it.
Yep.
So for absorption wise, but also alone, collagen has been proven to not be as effective. So there's more and more brand that will put them together with their whey isolate, and then that stimulate even more that beauty effect. Ligaments.
Yeah, and a lot more on the market that say a little bit more specifically, well, this is a beauty collagen, this is the joints collagen. There you've got all these different types of collagen. So make sure you have a spectrum of those on your shelves. Again, everybody wants something custom to them. So if something's saying that collagen is for what they're looking for, they're going to grab that one. And then obviously collagen goes into, again, the stuff that Sierra is talking about. We've got Pacifica, who's got collagen mascara and a whole vegan collagen line. Collagen in the Pacifica shampoo conditioners. Whole bunch.
Just keywords that comes back and people are looking for it in different categories for sure.
And really excited because I noticed that Antipodes Christmas gift set is a collagen booster set.
Yes.
And that should be coming on the market within the next month or so.
Yep.
Looks really nice.
Yes.
Shilajit.
I'm glad that you say the word, yes, fulvic acid.
We've all been hearing about that. So we've got a few of those. We have Shilajit by Leaf Source, and we have one by a new brand that we've just picked up called Kalila. It's a nice white glass bottle.
And why do people, and I'm sure most of you know, but why do people like, or why is it a trend right now?
Again, it's hitting that kind of overall general wellness. This is going to improve my life. This is going to give me energy. This is going to help balance my hormones. This is going to help my heart. This is going to help me focus. It's that broad, I want to live better every day.
And that's where it comes back to that living your best life, where you add on the slide where, you know, wellness and prevention, hormones, weight management, immunity, performance. It's all keywords. And all of those ingredients are really the ones that are getting into those categories to really give that results or that focus that people have. Respond to
and
that.
you've still got some of your tried and true sort of preventative products like your Kyolic for your heart health, blood pressure, fish oils, Aqua Omega. Live your best life. Make sure that the base of your house is strong, right?
Elderberry is very strong. There's Quantum that has a version that has no sugar, because a lot of the Suro has some as well. But there's a lot of elderberry that would have sugar in it, and people are trying, to get off sugar. But then there's honey is good. I mean, there's different usage. But if you are pure, like no sugar, you need to have some different options, which is very important to have.
Yes. And Quantum's got that immune blend in their capsules as well. Lots of great things with the elderberry blends in there.
Yes.
Hormones, we can't not talk about hormones. It's also all over social. I think menopause is definitely a conversation that has opened wide open. Came out of nowhere. I feel like nobody was talking about it, and then all of a sudden everybody's talking about it. So make sure you've got things that are going to cater to that as well.
Yep, absolutely. And again, I don't want to be a broken record, but it also come back again what people wants to live a better life. So they're like, enough of this side effect. I need something, and let's shout it out. And I have brands out there that are educating women, and that we put them in their face, all the products that can help them to live that better life, right? You get there at 50, and then there's 50 more years to live. You don't want to live like it's crap.
Yeah.
Right.
And even for the younger generation, these are people that are talking about it so much more openly now. I saw a social post the other day, and it was a fashion influencer, and she was saying, I'm trying out this fashion in my luteal phase. So very specifically, this is where I'm at in my cycle. And look at me because I'm so bloated, but I'm actually doing this anyways. Just even being able to throw that out and having a good amount of the population know what she's talking about says something about how much we're willing to talk about hormones.
Absolutely.
Weight management, stuff to kind of combat Ozempic and GLP-1. We've got Metavo. They've got a couple different products out. Metavo has the Avo-B ingredient in it that acts like Ozempic, and now they've got one with green coffee, green tea.
In weight management, I mean, years ago, it sort of disappeared. We had everybody, accept yourself the way you are, and it's all good. And, we're still in that wave. But with Ozempic, it just created that influx of, and a couple of years ago, we started to talk about berberine. I know that it showed up in the trend stock, and we're like, it balanced blood sugar. But with Ozempic, it just like raised it. People are looking for products and ingredients that will stabilize their blood sugar. And that's all where it's coming from. So definitely. And that's also tied up with the sports nutrition that is coming soon, but also the elevated demand on protein intake, because people who are on Ozempic, they use the product, but, their muscle are going away. So they really need to replenish that. So keep in mind that that's also going to influence very highly in that category. Okay.
And then I want to jump into prevention, which is really what's going to blend us into what you're talking about.
Okay, let's go into it. So I talked to you about sports nutrition, and that's really sort of the intro that I basically gave you. A lot more people will be going into your store for different reasons, but protein, hormones, as you stated. In those podcasts, they are all suggesting more intake of protein. And when we're talking about protein, it's all kinds, but definitely still in the past year, we see the rise of that whey protein that is coming back and very strong. Not to say that, vegan protein are wrong.
Yep, still has its place.
But it still has its place because some people can't do whey. And Prairie Natural is actually coming with an egg protein, which would be real cool because that's going to give another option for people who can take that whey. So make sure that you have tons of options in your store. Variety and different flavor, it's super important. Talk about, again, that expansion of sports nutrition. It's not only reserved now to sports nutrition store where the bodybuilders go and, those athletes. They go in your store and they want more. And everybody, the moms that work out in little workouts, she still wants her good protein and all that comes with. We have a bunch of podcasts there because they do influence. Dr. Stacy Sims speaks more about women's and hormones. Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, she's huge on showing that, aging and protein related. Uberman, I think most people might know him by now. If you don't, go, because he does definitely influence what people buy in store.
Yeah.
And we also have all the people that, do all the little tool exercise, walking, sunlight, cold plunges. People integrate those habits in their daily practices, and then they want to match that with different type of products to, again, make them feel better. So that's the overall of that prevention and performance. And I'm just mentioning a couple of brands here just because they really reflect in the industry that population. You look at BioSteel, they really switch their way of doing promotion or who they're talking to. They're supporting grassroots athletes. So that's really where, they're going after, because they want you to feel like you're part of the team. Lean Fit, we met with them yesterday. Go at their booth. They're launching some great new flavors in October, just to give you more option in that world of whey protein. We're talking about Kyolic, because Dr. Reed, she's a doctor in Australia. Actually, we're going to have the study coming out soon, but she found that using Kyolic Extra once a day, that it significantly improve your performance, but also prevention as well of, disease and all of that. So performance and recuperation as well. So many companies, some there are very supportive on that trends to help us to give the right tools. Also, there's energy drinks. I think that it's everywhere. And we're talking again, there's, as an example, Alani Nu is a brand that, is bringing to market products that are more natural than the regular products that we would see on Chef and Conventional. What's important to beverage takeover, and we're bringing that up to you because why, like the why behind that drinks frenzy. And I say that, I think in the past 2 years, I've been saying that for a distributor, it's tough because it's heavy and to ship that, but you need options. And the why behind that trend is there's a significant decline in alcohol consumption. And through the day, we want to have a drink that is maybe that could be a hydration drink. That can be your morning pre-workout that you're using. During the day, you can need a little pick-me-up. You'll take an energy drink. At night, we're talking that, we like teas. So you have your tea. So drinks with benefits also are huge. So people are really looking to accompany their day with different drinks. And that's why...
Better for you drinks.
Yeah, better for you drinks. And the stats that I have after, it's from the US as well. So there's a little bit of a difference for us in Canada because we're not as high as pop drinkers. Sodas. And but just to show you that these are really the categories that people are looking for. What we see as an significant growth, and if you've attended the Trend Stock for a couple of years, we talk about hydration in every form. Powder, liquids, people are looking for that. They're looking for sugar-free version. They want something that their kids can take and they're not hyper and cannot sleep at night. So that's one thing. But also, if you look at the protein drinks, the ready to go. They want more protein, but something that is convenient and easy to use as well. So make sure that you also have like a good through your day, the drinks, and that creates also fun for your customers.
Okay, awesome. So we've got some key takeaways. Mm-hmm. Did everybody gather something that they can take back to their store and maybe a little change that they can do so they can get a little bit more within their basket? Yeah. Is everybody excited to do the Aura Ring poll? Okay, so just before we get into it, I want to remind you that we have an education portal. So anybody that has a Purity Life account has free access to our education portal. Tons of great information on there.
Absolutely.
Subscribe. Julie and I do a little bit of this every week on the Purity Pulse podcast. So check us out there if you haven't already.
Mm-hmm. And the presentation you can scan with your phone. We'll be there at CHFA. So if you have a question, we'll be more than happy to answer your question, help you out, go deeper, because 45 minutes is quick to go through all of that.
Thanks so much, everybody, for coming out.
Thank you so much.